The real reason why men date younger women is not because of their physical appearance, their bodies. No, because today with plastic surgery and everything else, you barely know who is 40 and who is 18. Guys date younger women because they're easily manipulated. They're gonna be very happy with a few crumbs because maybe they didn't experience much in the world. They're gonna be just easily impressed. And it's way cheaper to date a younger girl.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Talk Podcast. So, today I am showing you all a short clip that I found on the internet of something that's actually becoming more and more common nowadays. Women going on platforms like TikTok or Instagram and spreading a whole bunch of, to be honest, nonsense, right? Why is this woman doing this? She's doing this because by feeding into the mindset of the so called strong and independent, I don't need a man type women, it is taking away accountability. It is making her feel good. By feeding into the mindset and sharing messages like this, it's going to make her feel like it is not about me, it is about the men. The men are the problem. It's not me. I am not the problem. I didn't waste time. I am not hitting the wall. It's actually the men who are the issues. And by doing this, she is drawing more and more women into this confusion and also putting down younger women. So let's dig back into, or let's put back in the video and listen again to what she said.
The real reason why men date younger women is not because of their physical appearance, their bodies. No, because today with plastic surgery and everything else, you barely know who is 40 and who is 18.
Let's stop right here and let's say, look at this woman. She's a fairly attractive, good looking woman. But it seems like I'm just assuming she's a bit older. She's definitely in her 30s. And it might be that she's having issues competing with younger women. So now she's putting out this narrative of it's not about the looks, it's not about the bodies. Men don't care for a woman's look because nowadays with plastic surgery, you can get the same outcome in terms of looks competing with a younger woman, meaning you would see women who are in their 40s who or even earlier in their 30s and they do have plastic surgery. And I don't know, to me it doesn't really look good, especially when it gets a bit extreme. You kind of look very unrealistic and plastic, to be honest. And she's trying to say that with plastic surgery, you can enhance your beauty, which in some cases might be true, but reality is we can still tell. Everybody knows that. We can tell if you're still an older person with plastic surgery. And to be honest, talking about this, women who are younger in their early 20s who join into having plastic surgery, it doesn't help them. It makes you look older than you actually are. But let's understand this. Why do men are more attracted to younger women? It has a lot to do with the beauty, it has a lot to do with the fitness, and it has a lot to do with fertility. Men are naturally drawn to women who are beautiful and who are young because they are fertile. That is a natural thing that people are not going to be able to fight. It is biological, it is just in us. And in this case, it is in men.
Guys date younger women because they're easily manipulated. They're gonna be very happy with a few crumbs because maybe they didn't experience much in the world. They're gonna be just easily impressed. And it's way cheaper to date a younger girl.
Now we actually have reached the part where she is spreading her ideas or the ideas that have been going around for decades now, the narrative that always puts men in this predator box. Men are just using women, younger women, because they can manipulate them. Like, think about it. How nonsensical is this? And a lot of older women are going to say things like that because they have nothing else to kind of fight for, right? So the only thing they can do is to shame men for their preferences. Think about this. Whenever women have preferences, no one comes at us. It's accepted, it's understood, It's just taking for what it is. But let men say, I want to be with a woman in her early 20s because I want to start a family, and the likelihood of her being able to give me children so we can have our family is much more higher. I want to date a woman in her 20s because I am attracted to that. Whatever the case may be, women are going to turn everything around and start using shaming language and say that these men are trying to manipulate these women. So on one hand, you're shaming men, but at the other hand, I always thought is women supporting women, which honestly I don't buy into that, because this sisterhood thing only works when it benefits a certain group of women. So you're literally saying that these women are so stupid, so dumb to make their own choices of engaging in a relationship with a certain man that approaches them. These women are not smart enough to decide who they want to be with, because women don't do it. There are no women on this earth who don't go into relationships because they're actually benefiting from being with older men, because they want that, because they understand what comes with it, because they understand that these men are more mature and they want family. These women are actually, what she is saying is, these women are stupid and cannot decide on their own. But it's funny that we don't look at things like that when we have younger women who are making their own choices to wreck their own lives. They're doing provocative and promiscuous things. They're consuming alcohol and drugs, those type of things. Then nobody's talking about, oh, the system is using these women. Oh, these women are being manipulated to do those things. No one is talking about that. But once it has to do with a man being attracted to certain things, it's always turned into he's a predator, he's shaming, he's misusing, he is confusing, he is controlling these women, which is definitely not true. The only issue that I hear from all of this is she has noticed that now she is competing with women in their early 20s, and the likelihood of her getting the man that she wants, those pools of men are shrinking. So there's no other way to fight this. There's no other way to get to what you want. So she's going to start shaming men for their preferences. And to be honest, if women were smart, especially women in their 30s and up, you should actually know what it takes to get in a relationship. You should actually be aware of what men want, and actually it wouldn't make sense for you to kind of lose against a younger woman, because you come with experience, you understand life, you understand yourself, you understand men, and you should actually know how to work yourself up to get what you want. But these women, modern women nowadays, they don't like to do the work. They don't like to hold themselves accountable. They don't like to admit to themselves that, oh, maybe I have made some choices in my life that have put me in this position, that I'm now older and I cannot get what I'm actually looking for. So I have been seeing this a lot. I'm sure you guys have been seeing this a lot. And it's really painful to hear how women, so-called educated women, are doing things like this, going on the internet and just putting out negative narratives. And if you read the comment sections of videos like this, it is full of women supporting, clapping and cheering and saying, yes, you're right, girl. It's the bad men. Men are trash. Men are this. It's just crazy. It doesn't make sense. If you can act like this on the internet, how are you going to act when you are in a relationship, when you are living and sharing life with someone? There's another reason why men tend to avoid older women. And I think 30s is even quite fair to be like, okay, maybe let's give it a chance. But women who are hitting 35 and up in their 40s, men mostly are going to avoid it, especially men who know that they are doing so much in or have done so much in their lives to get in the position that they are not going to come home and start dealing with another headache. Life is already hard enough, and then you should come home and actually find peace and joy, but you're dealing with someone who's always combative, who's always looking for issues, so who's always hard-headed, because reality is, and that's for every one of us, the older we get, the likelihood of us getting out of our stuck way of thinking is very difficult. We are so used to what we are and who we are and how we think that suddenly, now that you're 35, 40, you're going to be willing or easily willing to change your point of views. It's not going to work. And then the other thing of saying, yes, these younger women have no life experiences, and that's why it's easy for these men to manipulate them, because these girls don't have any expectations, this, that, and the third. Reality is, men value that in women because they want to be the one showing you life. They want to enjoy life with you. The thing is, the likelihood when you're older that you have seen a lot of things, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You've been to Paris, you've been to Greece, you've traveled the world, you've done most of the things. That is good for you. But when you're in a relationship, it's actually beautiful experiencing these things together, kind of like as new. So a man loves that. He has worked himself up. He wants to show you certain things. He wants to travel with you. He wants to be the one who's going to be like, look, I can afford this, and I'm going to love, like in a loving way, invite you into this life. I want to show you the world. I want to guide and protect you through this. This is not a bad thing. But women like her are going to twist it around, turn it around, and make it seem like a bad thing. And saying that, oh, it's so much more cheaper for men to be with a younger woman. Like, who cares? That point is completely invalid, and it's actually not true. And even if it was, like, even better, like, who cares? I don't even get the point of it being cheap or it being more expensive. To be honest, I think it could even be more expensive, because if you are someone who's quite young, you want to do certain things, you are more active, you want to experience certain things, you want to travel, you want to go around, like, just the whole topic or the whole things that she's been saying to me, it really doesn't make sense. And this is a woman talking actually out of pain, but is not willing to admit that maybe most of the things that I'm experiencing are actually my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have bought into this feminism. Maybe I shouldn't have bought into this strong boss chick. Maybe I shouldn't have looked down upon all these men, telling myself that I have endless options, and now suddenly realize that the men that I want are not around me anymore, because now I am older and you've literally hit the wall. And some women, they, instead of doing things that's going to get them to the life that they want, they rather sit at home, take their iPhones or whatever phone they're using, and start going on the internet and ranting and putting a whole lot of nonsense out there just to get attention, because the attention is much more important to them than getting your life together. The attention is the biggest thing nowadays for a lot of people, that they would rather put ideas and narratives out there, not understanding the consequences, not understanding what they're actually doing to other people, how they're influencing other people, how they're literally lying. They don't care, because the attention is everything. If I cannot get my life together, I'm going to make sure I get some attention. And that is exactly what is happening. This is really hurtful to me to see. And funny, I think, is also that when older women do things like that, when you see older women in their 50s or even older, like celebrities do it a lot. You have Madonna and co, who are in their early 60s, and they are dealing and dating and being in a relationship and having sexual relationships with men in their early 20s, and nobody is saying anything. When a woman does it, it's called, oh, this is so empowering. She's living her best life. You go, girl, which is insane. And I'm going to talk about this, why some women find themselves actually entertaining younger men. That's quite interesting. But for now, I hope you enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.